Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, inshallah, we are talking about the angle relations, and we will start with the meaning of the angle. Can you give me the explanation or the definition of the angle? What is the meaning of the angle? What is the meaning of the angle?
Angles, two rays with the same starting point.
Two rays with the same starting point. So we have that's the first ray and that's the second ray. Both of them start from the same point. This point defined as a vertex. And this line or this ray is called the side. We can name the angle with four ways. You can start. Suppose that we have here A, B, C. You have to put the vertex at the middle. So we can say that's called angle A, B, C, or angle C, B, A, or angle B. Or we can number it by number one, so it will be angle number one.
Angle one.
If you want to start to say or to name the sides, what is the name of this side? The side for the angle B?
BA.
BA. You have to start from the vertex. You are starting from the vertex and going to one of the direction, BA or BC. That's all about that. So the first relation that we have defined by the adjacent angle. What is the meaning of adjacent angle? Two angles that has a common vertex and a common side with an easy way. Common vertex and a common side. Okay. So for the first shape that we have, if you look at this shape, you will find that we have a vertex here. Angle number one and angle number two, both of them have the same vertex, which suppose that this vertex is called A. So we can say that angle 1 and angle 2 have a common vertex. There is one side lies between them. That's right? It means
yes.
Both of them have a common side and common vertex. If they have a common side and a common vertex, then they are adjacent angle. That is the meaning of adjacent angle.
Yes.
The same for number 2. That is the common vertex and that is the common side. The same also here. We can say that we have a common vertex and we have a common side. Okay. For angle this one, A, B, C. That's what I mean. If you talk about this one, just a minute to explain it. I'm talking about that the two angles that I need. A, B. Suppose that we have here and point here is called D. So A, B, D. And D, B, C, both of them are adjacent now. But if you want to say angle 3 and angle A, B, C, they are not adjacent angle. Again for this one, angle 3 and angle A, B, C, they are not adjacent angle. Because the common side is not lies between them, not lies between the two angles.
Yes.
You get the idea for this one?
Yes.
Why example 1 is adjacent?
Yes.
Example 1, just a minute to explain it. Again for this one, angle 3 now is part of angle ABC. Is this right?
No, I understand this one. I want the first one.
The first one?
Yeah.
That's angle number 1. And that's angle number 2. Is there any angle of them lies between the other one? Is a part of the second one? Angle 1 is part of 2? No. Angle 2 is a part of 1? No, they are not part of each other. So they have a common vertex and a common side between them. Not one of them is a part of the other one. But if you look at angle 3 and angle ABC, angle 3 now is part of angle ABC. One of them is a part of the other one. It's part of this one. That's part and whole. So they are not adjacent angle. Angle 3 and angle ABC. Angle 3 and angle ABC. There is no common vertex. There is no common vertex and there is no common side. So they are not adjacent.
Not adjacent.
Okay. Linear pair angles. What is the meaning of linear pair angle? Linear pair angle is the angle which is drawn all on the same straight line and they are adjacent. They are forming a straight line. So the linear pair is a pair of adjacent angle with a common non-common side and the opposite rays. We have now the two non-common side, they are opposite rays. If you remember the opposite rays, what is the meaning of opposite rays? two rays, they forming a straight line. It means the sum of their measure will be 180. If you remember this one, opposite rays. If you remember when we talk about the opposite rays.
The
opposite rays,
yeah.
the opposite rays, not the obtuse. The opposite rays, the rays which forming one straight line. One is looking to the right and the other one is looking to the left, and the angle between them is 180. So if we have two adjacent angles, for any two adjacent angles, there is a common side and non-common side. Is it right? Because any angle is formed from two sides. This side is a common. So we will write the name. Suppose this A, B, C, and D. BD is a common side now. Is it right?
Yeah.
BD is a common side between angle 1 and angle 2.
2.
Can we say that BA or BC are common?
No.
They are non-common. But they are forming opposite rays. So if you have two adjacent angles and the non-opposite rays are forming, and the non-common side are forming opposite rays, they are forming one straight line, then we can say that the two angles now are linear pair angle. You understand what is the meaning of linear pair?
Yes.
Linear pair, two adjacent angle in which their non-common side are forming one straight line. And instead of one forming one straight line, then we can say that's one opposite rays. They are opposite rays. You get the idea for this one?
Yeah.
So the sum of measure of angle 1 plus measure of angle 2 will be equals measure of angle
180 degrees.
180 degrees. So measure of angle 1, we can say that measure of angle 1 plus measure of angle 2 is equals to 180 degrees. Is that clear now?
Yes.
Can we say that angle ADB and angle ADC, they are linear pair angles?
No.
They are. The outer side here, BD, DB, and DC are not forming a straight line, or not opposite rays.
Not the opposite rays.
Okay. You understand this one?
Yes.
Okay. The vertical opposite angle. The main point for the vertical opposite angle that we have two straight lines. Two straight lines intersect. If you remember when we talk about the planes and the planes and the lines and the points, two lines will intersect at, for any two lines, they will intersect at
1 point.
1 point. So if we have any two straight line, that's the first line, and that is the second line, they must be two lines intersect at 1 point.
1 point.
What will happen? Each two vertical opposite angles are equal in measure. Measure of angle 3 will be equals, is opposite to angle 4.
4.
Measure of angle 3 is opposite to angle 4, and they will be equal. They will be equal. Measure of angle 1 is opposite to angle 2, and they will be equal. Can you find any other relation?
They're
The
opposite.
same. 1 and 2 are
4
opposite.
and 2 will be
3 and
180
1?
degrees.
Just a minute, Hamad, what do you say now?
4 and 2 will be 180 degrees, and 1 and 3 will
Yes.
be 180.
Now 1 and 4 are linear pair. 4 and 2 linear pair.
2 and 3
2 and 3
linear.
Pair.
linear pair. 1 and 3 as well linear pair.
Linear.
So each two adjacent angle now will be linear pair. That is the main point. If each two adjacent angle are linear pair, then we have another two vertical opposite angles. Can we say now that the two angles AEB and the CED are vertical opposite angle? No.
No, it's because
Why?
they don't have the same angles.
They have only not the same measure, because we have only one straight line. That's the second one is a broken line. It's not straight line. It's two rays, not opposite rays.
Yeah.
They are making a broken line, not a straight line.
Yeah.
You get the idea for this one? The
Mister.
two lines must be straight.
Yeah. Should
only
they
one.
also be opposite?
They are no, they are not vertical opposite angle. Not vertical opposite. The main point of the opposite, it means they are equal. Vertical opposite angle. The main point for the vertical opposite angle that they are equal in measure.
Yeah.
With the idea, and we call for the vertical opposite angle the two angle now. The two angle ADB and angle ADC. The two angles now are adjacent. Can we say that they are linear pair? Can we say that they are linear pair?
No.
They are adjacent, but they are not linear pair.
Linear.
To say vertical opposite angle or the vertical angle, if two lines intersect at one point, the main point that we have two lines intersect at one point, then what we will find? We'll find that we have four pairs of linear pair angles and two pairs of vertical opposite angles.
Vertical opposite angle.
You got the idea for the vertical now?
Yes.
Okay. Now we can say that the complementary angles, that's where the relation, the vertical opposite angles are congruent, and the relation that we have now, which is the complementary angle. What is the meaning of the complementary angle? Two angles in which their sum equals to 90 degrees. If you find that any two angles, their sum is 90 degrees, even if they are adjacent or not adjacent. Like for the linear pair, they must be adjacent, and their sum will be 180 degrees.
80 degrees.
But for the complementary, they could be adjacent or not adjacent.
No.
The main point that their sum is 90 degrees.
90
All what I
degrees.
need for the complementary, I need that their sum is 90 degrees. You know the difference now between them? Because we have a supplementary angle. What is the meaning of the supplementary angle? Two angles in which their sum 180. They could be adjacent or not adjacent.
Or
If they
not
are
adjacent.
adjacent, then they will be supplementary and the linear pair.
Yeah.
You get the idea for this one?
Yes.
Okay. Now for question number 1, we have here, find the measure of two supplementary angles. If the difference of the measure of them is 18, we have two supplementary angles. If you subtract them, the difference will be 18.
Supplementary angles are 180 degrees, right?
Yes. Which means now we have two angles. The first one plus
The first one is
second
72
one,
degrees and the other one
the
is
second
18
one
degrees.
is 180, and the first one minus the difference. Meaning if you subtract them, the answer will be
18.
18. You understand it? So what's
Okay.
the two now?
Yes,
180 minus
18.
how will you get 18?
Just give me the answer. How you can think about solving this one?
190
You subtract 180 with
Just a minute.
18.
Yes.
Sorry?
Mister, can it be x plus y minus 18 is equal to
That
180?
is the way that we need to think. You don't know the first one, and even you don't know the second one. So let the
You know the
first one
third
is
one.
x, and the second one is y, and you know the sum. So the sum will be 180. You don't know the first one, but you know the second, and even the second one, but you know the difference is 180. Now you have two equations and two variables. Because you have two variables, again for this one, this point is important. If you have one variable to solve the equation, you need only one equation. But if you have two variables, you need two equations. You can't solve the equation now. There is an echo in one of the mic. I don't know who is this mic. So you can switch your mic off. If you need it, you can open it. Okay? I think Hamad. I think. So now you have two variables. You don't know the measure of the first one and the measure of the second one. Because there is two variables, it means you need two equations. If you have three variables, to solve it, you need three equations. The number of the variables, to solve it, you need the number of the equation, the same number of the equation. You got the idea for this one?
Yes.
Do you remember how we solved this one?
Simultaneous equations, right, mister?
Yeah.
By
adding.
by elimination. You can
Elimination.
because you can eliminate both of them. So x and x it will be
Sum 2x.
x, and y and
Y
negative y
will be,
equals 0. It will be equals by adding, it will be 100, 98 divided by 2, then x is equals to 99 degrees,
99.
and y by solving by substitution at one of the
By
equation,
substitution,
then y will be equals 81.
81.
Okay, you get the idea for how we solve this
Yes.
one?
Yeah.
There is one way for solving for the SAT. That's only, this way is work only if you have the sum and the difference of any two numbers. Choose any two numbers. If you have the sum of any two numbers and the difference of any two numbers, we can use this way. At the first, what is the sum?
Sum is 180.
180.
180.
Divided by 2?
Become 99.
99.
What is the difference?
Yeah, it's 18.
80.
Divided by 2?
Become 9.
9 and 9.
One of them is plus, one of them is minus. So the first one would be 99, and the second one would be 81.
Oh.
That's only if the given is the sum of two angles and the difference of two angles. The sum of two angles and the difference of two angles. That is the first way that you can solve. If you have the sum of two numbers,
complementary.
the sum of two angles, the sum of any two things. Yeah, for example, we can say that, suppose that we have the sum of any two numbers is 100. And the difference between the same two numbers is 20. Can you find the two numbers? With an easy way, 100 is 50, and the 50, 20 is
10.
10 and 10.
10 and 10. Subtract 1 and add 1, so this one will be 40,
40.
and this one will be 60.
60.
If you add them, the answer is 100. If you subtract, the answer is 20. For any two numbers, if you have the sum and difference, this works only if you have the sum and the difference of the numbers. Any problem for this one?
No. Okay, what will happen if
No.
if the number is an odd number? Like instead of 100, it was 101.
It will give you decimal. That's all.
So we will solve it the same way, except we
yes.
will have decimals.
Yes, decimal. It will be 50. This one is 100, so it will be 50.5. 50.5.
50.5.
So if you subtract now, it will be 40.5.
40.5.
And the other one will be 60.5.
60.5.
That's all.
No, it will be 59.5.
Yes.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, sorry, my bad. Yeah, okay.
Get the idea for this one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Only the decimal and fraction. That's all.
Yeah, okay.
The result with the decimal. So it's work with the decimal, with the fraction, with the odd, with the even, with anything. But that's only if you have the sum and the difference. Not twice the first and third, triple of the second. No. If you have one number plus one number and give you the result. One number minus one number give you the difference. That's all. So for question number 2,
This one will be x plus y is equal to 90, right?
now we have find the sum
That
of
is
the two
complementary.
complementary angle. What is the meaning of complementary angle? It means x
90.
plus y is
Plus
equals
y
to
is equal to 90.
90 degrees. Okay. For the
X
second
minus
one,
y is equal to 12.
No.
this means x plus y is equals to 90. And if the measure of the larger angle is 12 more than twice,
24.
the larger angle is
2x
x.
plus 12.
Let the larger angle is x. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Remember how we can convert in Algebra 1, how we can convert the verbal expression to algebraic expression. The measure of the larger one, which is x. What is the meaning of s?
Plus,
Mean equals.
yeah, equal.
Equals. You understand it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
12 more than. What is the meaning of more than?
Plus.
Add.
Plus.
Addition.
If you remember when we say that the expression which is before more than will be written after the plus sign.
Yes.
Plus sign.
Expression after that more than twice the measure. Because we say that the larger one is x, so the smaller one will be y. By the way, if you swipe, you will find the same answer.
Yeah,
For me, I choose the greatest one is x and the smaller is y. If you swipe, you will find the same measure.
Okay.
With the idea, you will
Yeah.
find the same. So
Okay.
the
Yes.
smaller is y, it means twice the smaller. What is the meaning of twice the smaller? 2y. So now x will be equals 2y plus 12.
Plus 12.
So we can say by shifting y to the other side, so x minus 2y is
2y.
equals to 12.
Well,
Now we have the second equation, x minus 2y is equals to 12. How we can solve this one?
By elimination, you multiply by 2.
Or we
At
can
the,
subtract.
on both
the
sides.
equation.
Or we can subtract.
Or subtract, yes.
Or we can subtract. If you subtract now, you will find that we have x minus x equals 0. Y minus negative 2y, it will be
Y.
y minus negative 2.
Oh, negative Y.
Y
Negative y.
minus negative 2y.
Negative Y.
Y
3y.
minus negative
3y.
3y.
Only
3y.
3y.
3y equals 90, 90 minus 90 minus, we subtract
12. 88.
88.
88.
Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi
78.
78. Then divided by 3, then y is equal to 7 divided by 3, that's 2, and remainder 1.
26.
18 divided by 3 equals 6. Now y is equals to 26. How we can find the other one? By substitution. We know that they are complementary. For any complementary angle, if the first one is 10, the second will be?
The second will be 80.
If the first one is 20, the second will be?
70.
If the first one is 30, the second will be?
60.
How you find that? Just by subtracting 90 minus the measure of the first one. So we have one of them as 26. So the second one will be 90 minus 26. It means x is equals, by subtract that's 4, and that will be, that's 8, 4, 6, 64.
Yeah.
So that is the measure of the second one. If there is any problem for this one, I can explain it more than one time. No problem for me. If you have any problem for this one, we can explain it more. Do you have any problem?
What did you use? Did you use elimination or substitution?
This one we use elimination. You know what is the meaning of substitution? If you want to solve by using substitution? Okay.
You plug
For
in,
the substitution,
you
choose, you choose, suppose that from choosing the equation number 1, so you can say that x is equals 90 minus y, and this will be equation number 3. And then we say from equation number 3 at equation number 2. Then by using substitution, that is the way. So it would be 90 minus y minus 2y equals to 12. So negative 3y is equals to 12 minus 90. So negative 3y is equal negative 78. By dividing by negative 3 divided by negative 3, then y equals 26. Then by substitution at this equation, you will find the same answer. That's by using substitution. But because you have here for this one, because you have two variables with the same coefficient, then you can use elimination directly. Get the idea for this one?
Yeah.
Yes,
Because we have because we have a variable x and a variable x with the same coefficient, so we can use elimination in one step. Any problem for this one?
No.
Do you have any problem? Even if you need me to explain it one more time, no problem for me. Okay. Now for the perpendicular lines. What is the meaning of perpendicular lines? Perpendicular lines, two angles intersect at one point in which they are forming 4 angles. Each angle with equal
equal to
90 degrees.
90 degrees.
That is the main point. For any intersecting lines, then we have 4 angles. 2 acute angles and 2 obtuse. Any intersecting lines. But if the 4 angles are equal in measure, and the measure of each one equals to 90, it means they are perpendicular line. Any problem for this one? Okay.
No.
The question that we have, we need to find, can you see the screen now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to find the value of find x and find y. If PR, please, when you want to solve any question, just at the first, find what you need to solve. Then use the given and put it on the graph, replace it on the graph. Okay? That's all for the geometry. So we have, that's the required. We need to find x and we need to find y. So that PR and SQ are perpendicular. Where is PR? That's PR. And where is SQ? That SQ. It means now we have a perpendicular. It means all of these angles are equals to
90 degrees.
90 degrees. Okay. So how we can solve now?
So مثلا it can be for like for x, مثلا you can write 2x plus 5 plus 5x plus 6 equals 90.
All of this part, all of this angle is equals to 90 degrees.
90.
So the sum of the angle which is drawn between two perpendicular lines is equal to 90. The sum of the measure of the angle, the sum, whatever the number of angle, if you have 1 angle, 2, 3, 4, 100 angle, the sum of the measure of the angle which is drawn between any two perpendicular lines, their sum will be 90 degrees. The sum of measure of the angle which is drawn on the same straight line, their measure will be 180. Good idea for this one? What is the measure of the straight angle? 180.
180 degrees.
If you have two angles, their measure will be? Still 180. Angle 1 and angle 2. Still 180 degrees. Is this right? Angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 180. Suppose that we have another ray here. It means we have angle 1, 2, and 3. They are still 180. Their sum is 180. Because we share, and instead of sharing 180 in only one angle, I'm sharing it now in two angles. So their sum will be 180. I just have 180 degrees. Then I'm sharing into two angles. Or I will share in three angles, 4 angles, 100 angles. So whatever the number of angles that we have, if they are drawn on the same straight line with a common vertex, their sum will be 180.
180 degrees.
Suppose that we have two lines, two perpendicular lines. What is the measure of the angle now that we have? We have an angle with measure 90. So suppose that you draw an array like that. What is we have now angle number 1 and angle number 2. So what is the measure of each one? It's not, sorry, not 45. The measure of each one. Not the measure of each one, because I didn't say bisect. What is the sum of their measure? Still 90. Degrees. Angle 1 and angle 2. Suppose that we have another one. Still the sum of the three angles is 90. 4 angles, 5 angles, 6 angles. Because they are starting from the same vertex. It means the sum of the angle drawn on the same between two perpendicular lines. Still their sum equals 90.
90 degrees.
90.
Okay. So to solve this one, we can say that this point is called T. So we can start measure of angle P T Q is equals to 90 degrees. P T Q is equals 90 degrees. 4y minus 2 is equals 90. Then 4y is equals 92 divided by 4. It means y is equals 23 degrees. Any problem for this one?
No.
No.
Okay. From the other side, we can say that STR. So we can say measure of angle STR is equals to 90. Angle STR is formed from two parts. That's the first one and that's the second one.
Yes.
So we can say 2x plus 5x
5x
plus 6 is equals to 90 degrees. It means 7x plus
equals
6
84.
equals to 90 by subtracting 6. So 7x is equals to 84 divided by 7. It means x is equals to
12.
Any problem for this one?
No.
So
You have any problem?
12 angle.
12 degrees. This is then 12 degrees. Any problem for this one?
No.
If you have any problem, we can explain.
What if it was PTS? What will be the value? What if it was PTS?
It would be also BTS also 90. QTR also 90. PTQ also 90. Sorry?
I mean, like, if it was PTS, it's still 90, right?
Yes, this one is 90. Because we say any two perpendicular lines, we have 4 equal angles. Each one of them is equals to 90. This one is 90. This one is 90. This one is 90. Any problem?
No.
You have any problem? We can explain
No,
more
no,
than
no.
one time. No problem for me.
No.
So we need to solve the second part. If measure of angle D equals, there is no D. It's just a minute. Where is the? This is another one. There
So where
is
is
the
the-
graph.
There is
Leave
no
the
D.
graph. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Leave the graph now. Measure of angle D equal 3x minus 12. Find x if D is right angle. What is the meaning that D is right angle?
90. 90
90.
degrees.
Now the
90.
given that measure of angle D equals 3x
3x
minus 12. And we have the other given, which is measure of angle D equals 90 degrees. This
90.
means then
3x minus 12 is equal to 90.
3x minus
X
12 is
minus
equal
12 is equal
to
to
90.
90.
Now by adding 12,
Plus
then 3x
102.
equals 102 divided by 3 divided by 3. Then x is equals
34.
34 degrees.
This is easy.
Any problem?
No.
The graph by mistake is repeated here. By mistake. Any problem for this one?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
This is the angle which is drawn between two lines. That's what we explained. Just revision. Okay. How we can say that the two angles are complementary?
DBC and ABG.
How we can say, my question, how we can say that?
Um,
How we know that the two angles are complementary? That's
If
my
the sum
question.
is 90 degrees.
Then the sum is
Sum
90
is
degrees.
90 degrees.
90.
How we know that they are supplementary?
The
If
two
the sum is
angles
180 degrees.
180.
That's
180
my
degrees.
question. That's my question. Can we say that angle DBC, that is the first one, DBC, okay, DBC, and angle ABG, can we say that from the given, from the graph, can we say that they are complementary?
No,
No.
Why?
because their sum is not 90.
Yeah. No, wait.
They are congruent. Only given that we have that they are congruent. That is the only
Congruent.
given that we have. There is no
Yeah.
other given.
Yeah.
So the only given that we have this angle with measure 90 degrees.
90.
And that's a straight line. It's mean to make a straight angle, you need to complete the 90. That is the part which complete the 90. Is that
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So if I said that measure of angle ABG and angle FBC, they are complementary. Is the statement is
Yeah.
true or not? Is it right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are complementary.
Yeah.
ABG, this part. And FBC, that
BC.
part. Now they are complementary. How we know that?
180.
Because we have all of this angle will be 180.
180.
We have one part is equal to 90. If you remove this part, what is the remaining? Part number 1
90.
and part number 2. If you add them, you will find it would be 90 degrees.
FBC.
You understand it? Is that clear right
Yes.
now? Okay.
Yes.
So can we say that DBC and ABG are complementary?
No.
Just
They
no?
are congruent. Yes. Can we say that angle ABD? That's how you can understand the graph. The main point of this question, how you can understand the graph from the given. From the given, how you can understand the graph. Can we say that angle ABD, this one, angle ABD, and angle CBD, they are linear pair angles?
Yes.
No. Wait.
Yeah.
I will graph it
Yes,
here
yes,
again
yes.
for this one. A, B, D, and D, B, C by this way. Can we say that they are linear pair?
Yes, Mr.
Yes,
the,
yes, yes.
Because the opposite.
That's the one that-
Why that? Because we have a common side which is
B.
D.
It's,
We have a common
BD.
side which is BD, and a common vertex which is B. It's mean now we have adjacent angle. Look
Add
at the
this
non-common side. The non-common side, which is BA and BC. They are forming two opposite rays. Because they are forming two opposite rays, it means they are linear
Linear.
pair. Any problem for this one?
No.
Huh?
No.
You got the idea for this
No.
one? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we say that BF, where is BF? That's BF. Is perpendicular on BG? Can we say that? Can we say that they are perpendicular? What is the meaning of perpendicular?
Angles
What is it?
for 90 degrees.
The angle which lies between them is equal to 90.
Yes.
So,
it's
is the angle which lies
perpendicular.
between them is equal to 90?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it means they are perpendicular. How we know that? Because the angle which lies between them is equal to 90 degrees.
90 degrees.
That's to
Where's
understand
the-
the graph. I give you with another way, with another meaning. What is the meaning of the perpendicular? I just say perpendicular. What you will know from the perpendicular?
Is equal
It
to
means
sum is 90.
there is an angle, not sum. There is angle lies between the two lines is equals 90 degrees.
90 degrees.
They are perpendicular. What is the meaning of complementary? It means try to find two angles. Their sum 90. What is the meaning of
90.
supplementary? Is their sum is equal to 180. What is the
180.
meaning of linear pair? What is the meaning of linear pair? It means they are adjacent. And instead of asking you what is the definition, there is nothing in math it's called definition, but you have to know it. I will not ask you about for the exam. Give me a definition of the linear pair. I will not ask you. I will just give you a question. Are the two angles are linear pair or not? Then you have to know what is the meaning of the linear pair.
Two opposite rays.
Number
Yeah,
one,
both
they
rays
must be adjacent. Number two, the non-common
They
side
the opposite-
must be
non-common
opposite
side.
ray. Now you have
Opposite
another
rays.
two vocabulary in this word. What are the two vocabulary that we have? Adjacent angle. What is the meaning of the adjacent angle? Two angle with a common vertex and
Are
common side.
two common angles and common side.
Common vertex. And what is the meaning of opposite rays? That's another vocab for this one. What is the meaning of this one? It
180.
means they are forming
180.
a straight line. It means
Straight
the
line.
sum,
180.
the angle would be
180.
180. Okay, can we say that angle ABF, just a minute to raise this one. Angle ABF and angle FBC is equals to, they are supplementary line. ABF,
Yes.
the
Yes.
FBC.
Yes.
Can we
Yes.
say that they are supplementary?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
they are supplementary. Why they are supplementary? Because they are linear pair. What is the meaning of linear pair? It means the non-common side are forming straight line. Can we say that angle ABG? Just a minute. ABG. And the other angle which is GBD.
D.
GBD. They are adjacent angle. A.
Yes.
Again for this one. Again for this one. ABG. And GBD.
D.
The
Yes.
line. That is the first angle and that's the second angle. That is the first one and that's the second one. Can we say that they are adjacent angle?
Yes.
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 Because we
They
have
have a common angle
We have a
and
common angle.
side. And
Oh,
a
yes.
common side.
any problem for this one?
No.
No.
Can you
Overall.
solve now?
What
That's
is
an easy one. Can you solve from 1 to 10 please and send it to me?
Okay.
Okay, or now?
Now. No.
Yeah.
Just from 1 to 10. We have enough time. I think we have 10
10
minutes. So if each question will not take more than 1 minute. Yeah.
Okay.
Two adjacent angle. Find any two adjacent angle. Two vertical acute angle. It's easy. Yeah. Okay. Can you solve it please?
Yes.
I'm trying.